Hi, I'm Emily, I'm 18 years old, and I created this account just to share the story of someone who means the world to me, my older brother, Jake, who's now 25. We grew up in a house that was supposed to be our safe haven, but it felt more like a battlefield. Our parents were alcoholics, and every day felt like playing Russian roulette with violence. But Jake, my big brother, he made it his mission to protect us. This is not just a story about abuse. This is a story about sacrifice, strength, and the kind of love that never asks for anything in return. He gave up his own childhood just to make sure we had a future. Now, it's my turn to share his story with the world. Because heroes don't always wear capes, sometimes, they just hold the door shut so you don't have to be afraid. I used to think I was just lucky. Lucky to get into a good school. Lucky to have clothes, books, and food on the table. Lucky that life somehow gave me more than others. But I was wrong. It wasn't luck. It was my older brother's sacrifice. And I never even said thank you. I'm 18 now. Just graduated from high school with honors. I'm about to attend a prestigious college on scholarship, and everyone around me thinks I've done something amazing. They think I'm the golden child. But they don't know what went on behind the scenes. They don't know what my 25-year-old brother did to make this possible. We lost our parents when I was 8. A car crash. Instant. I barely understood what was happening, but my brother did. He was just 15 at the time. Barely old enough to drive, let alone raise a child. But in that one moment, his entire life changed. Social workers wanted to split us up. I remember the day clearly. They said I'd be better off with a foster family. That he was too young to be my guardian. But he stood in front of them, trembling, angry, broken, and said, "I'm not letting my sister go. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll drop out, I'll work, just don't take her away from me." And he did exactly that. He left school. He got a job at a car repair shop, then another at a warehouse. He worked day shifts, night shifts. He learned to budget, to cook, to clean, to take care of me like a parent would. He stopped being a kid, so I could stay one. Growing up, I was too young to understand. I used to complain that he was always tired. I hated that he missed my school plays. I thought he was lazy when he didn't want to play with me. But the truth was, he was exhausted. He wasn't lazy. He was surviving. And he was keeping me alive with him. There were small signs I missed. My school shoes were always new, his were falling apart. I got birthday gifts, he never celebrated his. I had hot lunch every day, he skipped meals to pay for it. And still, he smiled. Every morning he packed my lunch, braided my hair, kissed my forehead and told me to work hard. "You're going to make it out of this mess, kid. You're going to be somebody." Now that I'm 18, looking back, I feel ashamed. I never asked him how he was doing. I never asked if he was okay. I lived in a world he built with his bare hands. And I never thanked him. And now, for the first time ever, I realize. My brother didn't just raise me. He gave up his life so I could live mine. One evening, I came home from school earlier than usual. My brother didn't notice I was home. He was sitting on the old couch, staring at a dusty photo. It was him, much younger, in a school uniform, holding a medal. Curious, I asked him, "Where was this from?" He hesitated. Then smiled faintly and said, "Back when I thought I'd be an architect." I laughed, thinking he was joking. He wasn't. He pulled out a folder from under the couch, full of old sketches. Blueprints. Drawings of buildings. Designs he made when he was 14 and 15. I wanted to build places people would remember. Beautiful buildings, homes, libraries. But life had other plans. I sat there, stunned. I never knew. My brother had dreams. Big ones. And he let them go, for me. For years, I thought his job was just normal. He worked long hours. Manual labor. Sometimes came home with cuts, bruises, sore muscles. He never complained. Not once. One day, when I was in 10th grade, he came home with a limp. I asked what happened. He brushed it off. Said he bumped into a crate. But I later found out he had been injured when a forklift malfunctioned. He didn't go to the hospital, he couldn't afford to take a day off. Why? Because I had a school trip the next week. And he'd already paid for it. The day I graduated, I expected him to be there. But when I stepped on stage and looked into the crowd, he wasn't. I felt a flicker of disappointment. A whisper in my heart saying, he never shows up. After the ceremony, I came home upset. But as I opened the door, there he was. Wearing his grease-stained uniform, holding a small box. Inside, a necklace. With a tiny charm shaped like a book. You did it, kid, he said, tearing up. I'm proud of you. I asked him why he didn't come. He looked down and said, couldn't get the shift off. Rent's due soon. But I watched the live stream on my phone during break. I broke down in tears. That night, for the first time, I couldn't sleep. His words echoed in my head. I went through old photos, old receipts, bank slips. He hadn't bought himself anything new in years. Everything went to me, my books, my clothes, my future. He didn't live. He survived, for me. And I never saw it. Never thanked him. Never even said, I love you, without him saying it first. Just before I left for college, he gave me a letter. Read this on your first night there, he said. I unpacked. Sat on my bed. Opened the envelope. And my heart shattered. If you're reading this, you're officially on your own now. Not because I'm leaving you, but because you're finally ready to fly. I want you to know, every pain I endured, every night I worked, every meal I skipped, it was worth it. Watching you grow into the amazing person you are is my greatest reward. You don't owe me anything. Just be happy. Live a life full of love, kindness, and purpose. And when things get hard, remember, I'll always be cheering you on, even if I'm not beside you. Tears poured down my face. This wasn't just love. It was sacrifice in its purest form. The first few weeks at college were supposed to be exciting. New friends. New city. New beginnings. But I couldn't stop thinking about my brother. Every time I bought a coffee, I remembered how he would bring me one when I stayed up late studying. Every time I wore my favorite hoodie, I remembered he gave it to me the day I cried after a bad grade. He wasn't just my brother. He was my home. And I missed him more than I thought I would. To ease my guilt, I got a part-time job at the campus library. When my first paycheck came, it wasn't much. But it felt like everything to me. I went to a small shop near campus and bought a simple watch. Engraved at the back, I had them right. For the man who gave me time. I mailed it to him with a note that said, for every second you gave up for me, I remember now. I always will. He texted back with one sentence. You didn't have to, but thank you, kid. A few months later, I got a call at 2 a.m. It was one of his coworkers. Your brother collapsed at work. He's in the hospital. I froze. I took the first bus home that morning, 6 hours of anxiety and silent tears. When I reached the hospital, he was awake but pale. The doctor said he had been pushing himself too hard. Dehydration. Malnutrition. Lack of rest. They asked if he had family to take care of him. I raised my hand. He's taken care of me my whole life. It's my turn now. After my brother was discharged from the hospital, I returned to college. But something inside me had changed. I no longer wanted to succeed just for myself. Every grade, every achievement, every step forward, it wasn't mine alone anymore. It belonged to him too. He had built the path beneath my feet, stone by stone, sacrifice by sacrifice. So, I studied harder. Laughed louder. Lived fuller. Because I was living for two. 4 years passed. And then. Graduation day. The crowd cheered, cameras flashed, and names echoed through the auditorium. When mine was called, I walked across the stage, diploma in hand, heart full. I scanned the crowd, searching. And then I saw him. My brother, standing at the very back, in his same old jacket, holding back tears. I walked down the stairs, straight past the photographers and crowds, and hugged him. "You should be up there," I whispered. "This diploma has your name written all over it." That night, back in my apartment, I found a letter on my desk. It was in his handwriting. It read, "Kid, I've never told you this, but I had dreams once too. I wanted to study art, travel, maybe even teach. But life had other plans, and those plans came with your name on them. I don't regret a thing. Because watching you rise, that's been the most beautiful masterpiece I've ever helped paint. Keep shining. You're not just my sister. You're my legacy. Big bro. Today, I'm a teacher. Just like he once dreamed of being. And every time a student tells me they don't believe in themselves, I tell them about a man who believed in someone else more than he believed in himself. I still visit him every Sunday. He says he doesn't need much. Just a smile. A hot cup of coffee. And a little time. You've already given me the world, he says. Now just let me watch you make it better. Musical note, emotional orchestral music builds. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear worn-out jackets. Work night shifts. Give up dreams quietly. My brother may never be in history books. But he'll always be the greatest man I've ever known. If you have someone in your life who gave up everything just to see you smile, call them. Hug them. Thank them. And if you're lucky enough to have a big brother like mine, never let them feel forgotten. Tell us in the comments. Who was your silent hero? Like, share and subscribe if this story touched your heart.